Welcome everybody to another episode of the Potluck podcast. And this is your butt hurt disclaimer. Parental and or sponsor advisory, our goal is to offer a recovery-based podcast with a twist of humor. The expressions and opinions voiced here are those of the individual and speaker and are not of the collective. Our primary purpose is to carry the message and to help others achieve sobriety. We don't feel the need to be original, but we certainly don't want to be extra crispy.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everybody. As you can see, we have I'm willing to say a guest appearance at this point.
Yeah.
Could possibly materialize into the
third
party.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah.
Mrs. Bree Money.
Yeah.
So, since we got the new edition, we'll ask first, how was your week, Bree?
It was really good. It was a good week. Long progress with kiddos and recovery, and
Yeah.
it was a very good week.
Yeah. So I was we was eating earlier, and I was expressing to Sean like when I would see people, especially like people like in early recovery, like with their kids, it used to piss me off. Like it really did. Like because I haven't got to see mine, you know, and it used to. Like, it just used to run through me, you know what I mean? But, like, seeing you know what I'm saying, with the girls, especially, like, in this situation, it gives me hope, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't run through me the way it used to. Like, I actually enjoy seeing people with their kids, like, and being a part of that, like, is beautiful, you know what I mean? Like I said, it gives me hope, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's fun. I understand that.
Yeah.
You know, especially when I didn't have none of them. I tried really hard not to ever be upset when people had theirs.
Yeah.
I'd be more upset just being like, man, I just miss mine. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
absolutely.
And so it's been fun. And then getting used to them being there again.
Yeah. Like, and like, that's the thing, like, when I say it to run through me, like, I would never express it to that person, or like, out in public, like, it would just piss me off. So when I went home, you know what I'm saying, I just start breaking shit and, you know, doing the addict thing, you know.
Like the little boy in the playground.
Absolutely. Yep. Yep.
Take my ball, go home.
All that, you know, and today though, I don't look at it like that. Like, it gives me motivation, it gives me hope that I will get there too. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a beautiful thing. I like seeing, especially, you know, like with me, my situation, like not seeing kids for so long, and then like seeing other people, like I understand why it makes people feel like that, because I was there, you know. But like I said, it don't make me feel like that today. Today it's beautiful. Today I love it. Especially like when I'm out in public. Like, that's the other thing too. Like, I could be out in public and like I don't even know you. I just see you with your kids, and that used to run through me too. You know what I mean? And then like it doesn't do that to me today. I just love kids. I think that's why I want so many. You know?
Yeah.
So how was your week, Woody?
It's been good. Work has been kind of shitty, I guess you could say. It's just been a lot going on.
Have you gone full time yet?
You know, I would like to say yes, I have, but no. The truth behind that is no. What is it? Was it Wednesday? No. It was Thursday. Thursday I went to work, and you know, they're like, "Hey, we're not working tomorrow," and I'm like, "Why are we not working?" They're like, "It's overproduction." So for the past 2 weeks, y'all been having us run 350 parts. Why? You know what I mean? If we're that far overproduction that we don't need to run, why are y'all having us build so many parts? And then Friday comes around, and I'm actually on the way to a meeting, and I get this message in the little app that we have for work, and it's like, we're not working from the 2nd to the 8th. And then I find out why. They're saying that Ford's not working next week, or this week. And, but like there's so many other plants that deal with Ford, they're not shutting down, It's just, I have an opportunity where I can go somewhere else in the plant, you know what I mean? Because like I said, I've built so much there already. I'm so close to having my 40 hour paid vacation, and just other, I'll say attributes that come with the job that I don't want to leave. You know what I mean? This is like the first job I've had ever that like I've got to the point where I got a vacation. Like, you mean I can take a vacation and you gonna pay me for it? Yeah. And I don't have to take it all at once. Like I can just take like a day here, like 3 days here. You know what I mean? Like it's, I feel like I worked hard to get to where I'm at, and then we keep getting laid off, But I have an opportunity where I can go somewhere else in a plant and do, I was told there's a forklift position. I don't know how to drive a forklift, but I'm willing to learn. You know what I mean? I just need to work. You know what I mean? Just being laid off, it sucks. Other than that, though, it's been good. Yeah.
Good deal.
Yeah. How's your week been?
It's been wonderful. It's been wonderful. Wonderfully enlightening.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've learned some lessons.
Yeah.
Progressions, and to appreciate the ones I still have, not the ones I don't.
Yeah.
Appreciate the small things, not so material.
Yeah.
Material things don't matter. I can't take them with me. You know what I mean? So, I talked my car yesterday.
We laugh, but only because we can now.
It's clinical. It's clinical, okay? Like certifiably clinical. I laugh because I actually prayed for God to, get me out from underneath that car. And, seems like I get my prayer answered. I'm reluctant to believe that this is how he would have it be, but it's really, I don't know. It's going to be hard to digest, okay? But in my mind, it shows the power of my God. Like I can get into a wreck, have my prayer answered, and all the while he has shown me, one, the things that are most important in life.
Yeah.
My health.
Yeah.
I was able to get out the car, stand on my own 2 feet, go check on the other occupant, make sure they was good.
Yeah.
I was able to practice the program while doing so because they weren't really thrilled that I pulled out in front of them. Just kind of remind me to appreciate the smaller things, you know what I'm saying? The smaller things are the finer things in life.
Absolutely.
Get better health in this program, you know what I'm saying, and start getting better and start taking things for granted that,
Yep. It's key for me to stay grateful for that reason. Like I used to say, and I still do, I don't say it all the time, but I'm grateful for the things I have, and I'm also grateful for the things I don't have. I'm even grateful for the things that I think I want, but don't have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I forget. You know what I mean? I get real, I'll say ungrateful, and I will say this, though, like whenever you had called me, bro, and you were like, I just totaled my car. My mind instantly went to the worst. I'm thinking you done flipped it, you know what I mean, 100 times. I'm like, where you at?
Well, during the ride, I thought maybe it may do just that, okay? I was like, I'm going way too fast to be going around and around like this. So and I ended up in the gravel, and I look over and there's a ditch coming.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's going to get rough. But
So, you know, like when you tell me, I was like, where you at, bro? You like, I was ready to get in the car and just drive. I don't know where I'm driving to, but I'm going somewhere. I got to figure out where he's at, you know? And you're like, I'm right outside. I'm right out front. Like, what? Here I come. Now I'm thinking like, you know what I'm saying? Maybe it's bad, but like, I don't know what's going on. I had no idea, you know? When I got over it, you know, I looked at the one side, I'm like, it don't look too bad. You didn't do too much damage. I look at her car, I'm like, damn. I was walking on the other side, and I was like, oh shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like all I could really think of is like, thank God that you both are okay. You know, I even asked the other guy standing there. I was like, has anyone checked on her? You know what I mean? At the time, she was just sitting in the car. Police and shit were there, but ain't no one was over there when I walked up. You know what I mean? So, but at least I'm grateful that both of you still, you know, was able to walk around and still here.
Yeah.
You know, it could have been a lot worse than what it was. Exactly that though. It reminded me too, you know, that we not in control. You know what I'm saying? There's something's definitely there's a higher power at work, you know.
Yeah. So I must say, Jake from State Farm did not answer the phone. Okay. Like, as a matter of fact, he put me on hold, and he's like, if you'd like to have a call back when the line, you know, when there's an open operator, you know, you can like opt to have them call you back.
Yeah.
So they call me back, so I'm still waiting.
Yeah.
And then they hang up on me.
Yeah.
Like, look, Brian, I've been dealing with you today. I understand you're dealing with you today.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Another thing with the program, bro. My instincts have changed today. Okay, like the wreck happened, and the cops get there, and I'm almost like, you know, can y'all hurry up? I got a meeting to get to.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, I need my meeting instinctively.
Yeah.
Like I'm in trouble, so to speak.
Yeah.
I need my meeting.
Yeah.
Like I'm just like, y'all can finish this, right? You don't need me. Here's my ID, registration. Look, that's another thing, bro. My registration was valid. I got full coverage.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My plates is good.
Yep.
I got a valid ID.
Yep.
You know what I mean? No warrants. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't trying to run from the scene or nothing.
Right.
That's all due to the program. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying not to be that person.
Yep.
anymore, you know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah, me and Bree was having a conversation outside just a second ago. I was basically saying the same thing, like, because of the program and, you know, the work that I had to put in, I still continue to put in, I handle shit differently. You know what I mean? Like, just all the way around. That situation with my grandma and you know, her passing, and then the whole situation with the house, like, I was furious when I found out what my mom was about to do, you know? And for 2 days, I got real unspiritual. I just got beside myself, you know what I mean? And I really took self-will. I thought I was the driver of that thing. And it took coming to a meeting and me really, like, talking about it, and then getting, like, suggestions from a couple of brothers and a couple of family members in the rooms, and then even further, I prayed about the situation. Like, I was already praying about it, but like I was praying and not listening. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was just I was just praying, and it was like I wasn't being patient, you know. And then when I finally got to a meeting, and like I said, I finally, you know, got the suggestions, and I finally actually sat down or prayed about it, and then listened to what was being said to me. I don't feel the same about the situation. I'm still mad about it. It still bothers me, but you know, I don't have that thought. Like, I don't want to go burn the house down anymore. You know, I don't. You know, I don't. It doesn't matter what you do. If you want it, you can have it.
Yeah.
You know, I accept the acceptance. You know, that was one of the topics the other day. Is acceptance, and like surrender and acceptance to me are hand in hand. You know, especially nowadays. Like I can't change that. There's nothing I can change about the situation that's going on. Right. You know what I mean? And today I don't have to show my ass. As before, shit, we'd be we be going back and forth. You know, back in the day, I would have done anything and everything I could to make sure you didn't get what you wanted.
Yeah.
Today, I don't care if you get what you wanted or not. You know what I mean? As far as this situation is, anyway. You know, if I can help you, I will. You know, with that situation, I'm literally wash my hands with it. So, if you want it, you can have it. But I handle things differently. You know what I mean? I don't. I try not to get out of character. I'm not perfect, but
Yeah.
it could have been worse. It could have been a lot worse. I could be in jail right now.
So, last thing I got to say about the wreck, and I'm not going to revisit that again. So I'm sitting in the turn lane, and to my right is my sponsor, sitting at the entrance of another place, and he's aiming to just come across the highway, because that's where we was both headed.
Yeah.
And I'm waiting for, a couple cars to pass. I'm waiting for a car to pass. Right?
Yeah.
And after all this happens, I talked, my sponsor giving his account of it, and he's like, I was telling you, but you wasn't listening. Don't do it. You know what I mean? And I was like, I said, yeah. I said, I think I should probably call my sponsor before I made that move. You know what I mean? It probably would have paid off dividends. You know what I mean? But progress over perfection.
That's it.
So, I have heard you speak about, and this is an obligation, okay, maybe if you like to touch on it, say your relation or your stance with family members prior to the program, and maybe how that has changed now.
Yeah. All right. Yep.
So maybe like pre-program to,
Yeah.
and then,
So, all right. Man, I'll give a little bit of I gotta go a little bit of back
You're
detail. So when I was obviously in my teenage years, I just grew up super sheltered, very in church, military family. But my mom and I were like best friends. More than she was my mom, she was like my best friend. And then things happened, a lot of family stuff went down, we moved away, and just she wasn't the same, and we just kind of started to draw apart. And so Bree's 18 years old, senior in high school. Well, I'm 18. I've been good my whole life. I want to go have fun. And that's kind of the beginning of, just drinking and smoking weed, partying up. And so it slowly got worse, and my mom and I's relationship just was a spiral from that point on. She didn't like my choice of dating people. She didn't like my choice of friends. Then it's funny that they talked at church today about who you hang out with, you become. And yes, I hated, oh man, my mom's favorite saying, birds of a feather flock together. And I was like, everybody needs a good influence friend. That's me, right? So, that worked. Until it didn't. And then I wanted to do what everybody else was doing. And in a way, just let's try this. I'm pretty heartbroken. I want to see whatever it is this is that stops you from feeling things. And so began my drug addiction. Was just wrong place, wrong time, wrong people at my house.
Yeah.
So within a couple years, I was losing my other kids, got them back, fell off the wagon again. And I had my one daughter, pregnant with the other daughter. My mom was gone. Actually, no, I wasn't pregnant with Nova yet. But my mom had been gone working, doing stuff with COVID. Her house was empty. I was homeless, living in my Jeep. So I knew how to get in. So I would go through the cat door of the garage and let myself in, because, we drop down. Breed on drugs is really tiny. I fit through a freaking cat door. And I was going in, we were staying in the garage. And so after my mom realized this, she had a no trespassing order put on the house on me. And I was like, I'm your daughter. Like, just let me in there.
So at this point, you're not even welcome at your mom's house.
No, wasn't welcome there. Heck no. I was if I ditched the dude, but at the time I couldn't ditch the dude or the drugs. So,
No way.
No way.
Not ditching.
No, I'm not. No, can't ditch the dude. Yes, man, if only. That was, and I understand my mom's mindset now. At the time, I couldn't see it. At the time, I thought she was being, you just don't see, like, people, there's diamond in the rough. People just go through rough spot, you know what I mean? Looking at it now in hindsight, I get it, I just didn't understand them. So, about 2 weeks ago, and my mom in the last year, we've gotten a lot closer. But over the last 7.5 years of addiction, I liked that my mom was gone. I didn't have to answer the phone. Nope. If my mom or my one sister would try to call me, you best believe that thing didn't get answered. If I did, then it was just to let them know I wasn't dead, because they called like 8 times in a row.
Yeah.
Yes, what do you want? Oh, you have something to say about who I'm with, what I'm doing? Sorry, love you, bye. That's about as far as that went. And so 2 weeks ago, she calls me. She's got some stuff going on with, business things and asking advice, and she proceeds to ask me some questions, and her response to what she said, she's like, Bree, I'm asking you this because we're going through people we trust, and we trust you. Me and who she's now married to are like, Bree's got a good moral code, so why don't you ask her opinion and ask her about this option? And I was like, what? Like, I'm sitting there on my bed because I play back and go, this is before my youngest daughter, who's going to be 4, so this is like 4 years ago.
Right.
You had a protection order, like a restraining order on your house. Like, if she's seen here, if her car is here parked in the back, way out in the back of the property, take her to jail, you know? To now, like, we entrust you with some, information about a business. And I just, like, wow, like, I told her, I don't even know what to say. I know we've had a good relationship in the past, but there ain't no way. Like, you're asking me to be part of something, like, just to have my name, you know what I mean?
Yep.
We trust you to have your name on something and not screw us over with that, you know? And then this last week, I've had some things going on with CPS, and my mom and the sister of mine who we grew up, me and my one sister, she's right behind me. We're like 3.5 years apart. We've never gotten along as children. No. As adults, we're getting better. Her and my mom spent the whole night writing a letter for me on all the things I had said, like this was what was bothering me with CPS, and they did all their research to vouch for me, they did all the work to put this together after calling and talking to this caseworker. Like, hey, we wrote this up, give us an email so we can send it. We're angry for you. I'm like, I appreciate it. Like, if you gotta call somebody, in my situation, if I gotta call my mom, I will stick my mom on somebody. Yes, I will. She'll get the job done. I don't do it often, no, because, but in a situation like this, I know who to call. My mom and my sister know what they're talking about. And have a way of going about it that Bree just does not have that air about her, right? It did come out, though, that day. But it's just cool because, same with my stepdad. that one situation, that's one that also within in the last 2 weeks, my family members that have called me or told me, like, Bree, we gave your testimony at our church because we have other people in our church that have kids that are going through recovery or lost in addiction, you know. And when I call him my dad, he's been my dad since I was like a year and a half old.
Yeah.
I didn't know I had a different dad till I was 7. He starts off by saying, you know, I tell the story, but from the beginning, of a little girl. I haven't told anybody this story yet, so.
Only speak about what you're comfortable speaking about.
Yeah.
Huh? Yeah, no, it's good, if it's all right. And then I'll wrap it up and then somebody's talk.
No, good.
So, the story that I've always known of my dad and my stepdad and my mom meeting has always been that he's like, I fell in love with you, and I fell in love with your mom. And he's telling me this on the phone when I told him, hey, they're coming, I got my more time, and next week we talk about maybe doing overnights with the girls. And he's like, I'm really proud of you. And I'm telling him, you know, we just talked about your Bible study. And he's like, I told them, you know, this girl started off, you know, met her, and she's just a little thing, almost 2, not even 2 yet, and fed me at dinner, you know, and went to dinner with her mom, and this little girl's like feeding me food. And he's like, and then as she got older, she was just always really gentle. And he goes, and then this girl taught me, she had to be 12 or 13 years old, what people you bring to church. And she'd bring people that, I'm like, why are you bringing people? What are you talking about? Why are you talking to them? Throughout her middle school, high school years of questionable people that I would not want to be hanging out with my kid. I didn't know that they saw that, right? I thought they just all, like, didn't. So hearing him say that and be like, you taught me how to treat people and how to see something in people that nobody else would see. And I started crying, and he's like, and then to watch you go from that person to tragedy that struck, you became a mom, then you lost somebody and you lost yourself. And then we lost you to addiction. And he's like, I tell him, you know, holding her at my house, tweaking out, shaking, like, you didn't even weigh 90 pounds, sitting in my living room, and I'm hugging you, and you just can't stop moving and making noises. I hadn't slept in like a week. This was early in my addiction. I went to go live with my dad and my boys. And I had to pull back, because I couldn't watch that. And he's like, I still love you. He's like, but I've pulled back. And he's right. I haven't had a birthday card that said, love, like, we love, you know, happy birthday, Brie, love, Dad. It's always said his first name for the last 4 years. And I didn't know how to take that, because you've been my dad since I was a year old, and you're signing that love, Clark. What do you mean? Like, That's always has said that. Like, it broke me for a minute. And then this year it changed again, you know, because I didn't understand, like, I had to pull away. I didn't understand what that meant. I'm like, who pulls away from, now I get it.
The long-handled spoon.
Because now I see, when you see somebody doing good, and they fall back into it. Or you have somebody you care deeply about that just keeps going back, and you're like, let's just slap you. You know what I mean? Just sometimes, but we don't get it. We don't get it till we get it, you know? So yeah, the family relationships that I had burnt them bridges, man.
Yeah.
I didn't call anybody because I don't want to call them for money. They know I'm going to lie to them. You know what I mean? They know I'm going to be like, hey, I need gas. You know, like, I do need gas. I'm going to put about a gallon of gas in, and, you know.
Yeah, still be needing gas.
Right. Or we broke down on the side of the road, you know.
Yeah.
Very rarely, just because I didn't want to be that person, you know.
Yeah.
So I just didn't call anybody. I didn't call. People knew I wasn't doing great.
Yeah.
I call for your birthday. I call Christmas, Father's Day, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Love you. Sorry. You know, or I'm doing good. Sometimes it was, sometimes it wasn't. My grandparents, who have my sons, are really proud of me.
Yeah.
And I make it a point now to just tell them that I'm grateful for them, because I didn't do that for a while.
Right.
For a while, it was like, you took them, you just want to keep them from me.
Yeah.
Like, all you guys have told me since I was a kid is I'm going to be a good mom. That is what I was, like, raised to do. And then you took them from me, you know? To see how they are and how they talk to me and things that they say, I haven't, when you speak now, Bree, you speak with authority, you speak clearly, you speak like there's a difference about you. Right down to my biological dad, who I used to talk to on my birthday, and I call him on Father's Day. Calls me just to see how I'm doing. Called me the day of court. Hey kiddo, how's court? I didn't even know you knew when court was. You know? Like, I haven't talked to you in months. How did you know when court was? You know? I'm seen him a handful of times in my life, but we're close now. Like, it's just cool, and that's all because of the program. It's because of not only getting clean and sober, I've done that. Giving it to God and actually doing the things that they teach us. It started with treatment, NA, AA, all the things of paying attention, learning from mistakes, not making the same ones 100,000 times, like a different way. Like, we're good at that. And actually doing it.
Yeah.
Learning how to respond differently to people, like you were saying.
Yeah.
It's all because of that, and I'm really, really grateful for the program, because had I not, this has happened since I've been here, probably. I got here in June of last year, came to Kentucky, and that was at 5 months. I got here right before I hit my 6 months clean. And a couple conversations, but even then, people were like, what's different this time?
Yeah.
What's different this time?
Okay, so you say what's different this time, and the hair brought up occasionally about the geographically locating, and I still take me with me. What I'm saying, everywhere I go, there I am. Suggesting that geographically locating is not a solution. So then I ask, what was the first thing you did when you got to Kentucky?
I went to a meeting.
That's the difference.
That's the difference,
The
right there.
geographic locating, working, and not working.
Yeah.
Because I didn't go near as far as you did. I didn't cross no state lines. You know what I'm saying? I just went 30 miles south.
Yep.
And I shared this with somebody else on our front porch here earlier today or yesterday. The fact that I didn't know anybody in here. Mm-hmm. It allowed me to grow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was exactly what I did as well. I got on the phone, and looked for AA meeting spots.
Yeah.
And first place I come to was Safe Harbor. I called. They told me when the meetings was. Went to a meeting that night.
Yeah.
And like I said before, I wish I could tell you I got sober from that day on, but it didn't. It wasn't the case.
No.
But
Yeah.
I knew where the help was, and it was up to me to keep coming back.
Yep.
And
with that, I moved from Colorado to Kansas 3.5 years ago. Geographic location, relocating, right? Obviously changed people, places, things. I was by myself. Never went to a meeting. I didn't go to a meeting in Colorado, and I did my first 2 bouts of treatment in Colorado. That's where I started everything. Nope. Heard about it, never went in the rooms, heard things, and just never went there. I went to meeting, like groups and stuff like that, but got to Kansas, I didn't go to a meeting. I just white-knuckled it. I can do it. And I made it 67 days, 3 different times that I tried to do that without treatment.
Yeah.
And it was almost to the day. 67, 69, and then like 74.
Yeah.
Couldn't make it past that because I was just white knuckling it. You can see people walking by, people working on my house, but I tried it, and then I started to get back with the same people and getting the same ideas of not like, hey, let's go do this, like just the little things that maybe it's okay. Like, the over time, just how your brain thinks differently. Plus, when you're in a habit of already doing that with certain people, like it's like that.
Yeah.
I mean, in my experience, I've not had the greatest experience of totally never doing nothing with anybody that I've used with before. My best friend's going to treatment tomorrow, where I've been trying to get her for last year.
Yeah.
And I've been praying about it. Hope she does well, but she's back home in Kansas, you know. I hope great things for her, and if I ever get to visit her, if she stays clean, that'd be awesome. But even that, I know, is...
Yeah.
if my friends can come into recovery and do well in life, like, that is amazing, you know, but you have to be aware of there's always that possibility.
Yeah.
So with the short stints that you was talking about, 30, 45, 67, 77 days, you were just going to meetings?
I never went to meetings. I was just holding it.
Me personally,
So you
I
weren't
just say
changing
you were just dry. Like you was just dry.
No, I just moved somewhere new and made a point to not meet anybody
Yeah.
who I thought was using drugs.
Right.
And then, honest to God, my sons brought somebody home, and the little boy said, "I don't want you to meet my parents." And immediately I knew, right then and there.
Yeah.
And then the car that came to pick them up, it was funny because sometimes you just go somewhere, you see a car, and you're like,
Yep.
they got some weed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stereotypical cars, and that's what happened. And sure enough, that car pulls up to my house, and I knew. I tried to avoid it, and then it just happened. So, nope. And then when I did start going to meetings, I graduated treatment. I had my 60-day, picked up my 60-day key tag. Went to a meeting, and then that idea, I went to go to the eye doctors, and they dilated my eyeballs, and right then and there, it made in my brain, right? I got the whole weekend. We're gonna do this. Let's do it now. Like, the offer was made, the thought was there. Instead of going to a meeting like I knew I should have done, I allowed myself to feed the one-time deal, and then I fell off again. In the course of 2 months, I lost my place. I was living in my car. The CPS case in Kansas was getting closed. They said, "You're not getting them back. The girls are staying in Kentucky. The boys are going to your grandparents." And I was back down to like 96 pounds again, living in the car in 2 months. That quickly. And I had just graduated treatment, but I kept same people. I didn't go to another place. I didn't move into an Oxford house. I didn't go to meetings like I was supposed to.
Yeah.
I went to one and then thought that was good enough, and then I wasn't going to step foot in the rooms again because they all knew.
Yeah.
I don't want to go in there. They're going to know. I should have stepped back in the room and at least owned it, because then it's just like, well, whatever.
Yeah.
And just keep going in that till I try to be done.
That's kind of like the coming back from the powerful thing, you know what I mean? Like, talking about they knew. You know what I'm saying? I don't know about anybody else in the room, but now I know.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep.
But when I'm talking to somebody and they're like, "No, you don't know." And then I hear me speaking right then when they say that.
Yeah.
Like, what a dumbass I was, bro.
Yeah.
Like, just be like, "No, you're so full of shit." I mean, dude, I'll fight with you.
Yeah.
Tell me I'm high again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
no, I'm not.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna throw something at you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I used to get so angry. Like, I don't like being accused of things I don't do. But, like, it was to the point where, like, you knew I'm doing it. I know I'm doing it. But I'm just going to keep lying to you. So I'm going to act like I'm real pissed off about the situation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And, like, yeah. I did that several times. Like, how dare you accuse me of being high? You're not even around. I used to say that all the time to my aunt. Me and my aunt used to bump heads a lot. And she used to tell me, like, she used to tell my grandparent and my grandma, she'd tell my mom and a couple other people, like, "Oh, he's just getting high, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, you're not even around. How can you tell me what I'm doing?
Yeah. And
I would get hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really hurt my feelings. But, like, the whole time, I'm getting high, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, the whole time, like, it's exactly what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And then, you know, But I tell you like this though, the fixing the relationship, like the rebuilding of a relationship, right? Like so before I go into that, I'm gonna tell you this: not all relationships are worth rebuilding.
Right.
Especially in recovery, like some of them just they have to be as they are. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
Like we was talking about earlier, is this a healthy relationship?
Yeah.
Is this an unhealthy relationship that can be a healthy relationship?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or is
Yeah.
it just a toxic, unhealthy relationship? You're together for the wrong reasons and have been from the beginning.
yeah,
Yeah.
and not even just like in a relationship, like you gotta be like a spouse or like in a significant other. Just in general, yeah, like any relationship really. Like the biggest relationship that I mended being in recovery was with my grandmother. So you gotta understand, like when I was 16 years old, I stole a very, 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 very large amount of money from her. I'm talking about large amount of money from her, and not just her, my grandfather too. And then afterwards,
No vaping in here, man.
yeah, afterwards, like I would call my grandmother like, hey, I need gas. You know what I'm saying? Can I borrow $150? Knowing damn good and well I'm not gonna pay you the $150 back, but gas is not $150 on any vehicle unless you're driving a semi truck.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she would give it to me. So now I'm manipulating this person. You know what I mean? It's my grandmother. It's the woman that raised me. Like, right before she passed away, this was like 8 months before she had even got to the point where she was, sick, real sick. We go to the bank. It's about 8 months ago, so I was a little bit over a year in my sobriety, not just in my sobriety, but in recovery, and we go to the bank, and she's like, you got your ID with you? And I'm like, I don't have an account here. We need my ID for, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I got my wallet on me, like, I don't understand. So we go inside, and when she gets done talking to the teller or whatever, she's like, do you want to get put on my account so you have access to my account, or do you just, if anything happens to me, you just, do you want to be on it that way? And I was like, that's not my decision. That's your decision. You know what I mean? Like, do I want the responsibility? No, I don't. Absolutely not. But she saw that in me. You know what I mean? Yeah. And the bond that we had after, even before that point, like it was the way it should have been. Now, not the way it was then. You know what I mean? To the point where, and I didn't know this until about a month ago. Really, not even a month ago. It was about 2 weeks ago. She had a life insurance policy, and she made me the beneficiary of this policy, and I had no idea, none. Again, it's that I see the responsibility in you, and like it's beautiful, man. Like a part of me, wishes that I could have that amended relationship with my mother, but like I said just a minute ago, some relationships just aren't meant to be mended, at least. Specifically with my mom at this point, not right now. When I feel like when God says it's ready, it'll be ready to be that point. But I don't push that situation. I let her do, her. Like you said, the long-handled spoon. That's what that is. Like, I gotta step back. We got a brother. I gotta step back. I love you, and I'm here for you. We know where we are, but I can't physically be there. And it's the same thing with my mom. I can't physically be there, But it's beautiful when you get to amend a relationship. I mean, really any relationship, but ones that really have a significant, I'll say, meaning to it. It's beautiful. Yeah. Thanks to this, I mean, thank God, but thanks to this program, like, you know, like Bree was saying, if it wasn't for this program, if it wasn't for the work that I put in, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't have had that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's just the way it is.
You know, that surrender piece of like when God says you get it back or you can have this relationship back or this
Yeah.
Whatever's going on in life or the things that you're his timing, I have found I better just give it to God. Because I tried for a long time every single possible way. I'm going to keep trying it, but I learned these, so I'm going to try it this way instead. I'm going to do things this way instead. And it just wasn't right.
Yeah.
And that I knew that I needed help in the fields of the relationships, right, in the past, and how to be able to leave.
Yeah.
Like, or say, I already know that where this keeps leading me to, and I have to find a way
Yeah.
to get out of it. I have to find a way to do that. I had to give it to God. I had to get down on my knees and be like, Lord, I don't know what else to do. So I got to give it all to you. I'm giving you my kids. I'm giving you this situation. I'm giving you this. I can't do it. I don't know what to do anymore. So I'm just going to let you take over. I'm going to do what I need to do while I'm in treatment. I'm going to work on the things I need to work on. Because at this point, there's nothing else I can do.
Yeah.
When I went in, I knew all I wanted to do was be better so I can at least call and talk to my children.
Right.
I was signing my rights to my sons in a couple months.
Yeah.
My daughters were here. And I was like, I can't be this person anymore.
Yeah.
And I know that right now, I knew there was no way. Every avenue of me getting them back is gone. Ain't gonna happen. So Lord, it's not about getting them back. Just let me be the mom that I want to be for them, so I can be at least around them. And that was just over. It was 14 months ago.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
There's a picture I've shown people. I don't know if I showed it to you, but it was 2 years ago today. Getting my teeth out, trying to say I'm okay. Seized up at the doctor's office, and my poor little old grandpa had to carry me out to my car. They carried me out to his car for him because I was not using. And the medicine they gave me to take my teeth out counteracted with the drugs that I was coming off of. I can't even imagine.
Yeah.
I woke up at my grandma's house and my teeth are still in. What happened? Like, Bray, are you using? Twitching, you're tweaking. We can see it. The medicine didn't work. You seized up and acted crazy and your jaw locked and they couldn't do nothing for you. They didn't know what to do. They said, get her out of here. Take her to a hospital if you have to. She needs to go. Carried me out to the car and then Pop had to bring me back into his house.
Yeah.
And I wake up with my kids all sitting around, you know what I mean? Like, and then wake and be like, what are you talking about? I'm not using?
Yeah.
Crazy?
Yeah.
Look at the picture! Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you know, because we think we're all right. We know when we look bad, and then and to think that they all, like, they still love me anyway.
Yeah.
You know, they just want me to get better.
That part.
My kids love me anyway. I look like a psycho hillbilly from hell. Sorry, I did. I mean, it was bad.
Yeah.
I didn't like looking at myself in the mirror.
Yeah.
Partially because my tooth broke off and I tried to super glue it back on and it didn't work. So then it just was even worse. Yes, it did. And then it flew out one day at work and it was gone. And I was like, oh no, what are we going to do?
Did you completely dry the surface before reattachment?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. It took about 2 weeks and then I started laughing too hard and it gone at a factory. I don't know what piece of plastic's the right piece is going to go back to you know, and those are those relationships, like even when my kids came up here for my 1 year, my sons are sitting there like,
Yeah.
that was,
Yeah. Beautiful though.
you know.
It's beautiful
I
though,
put my
you know?
kids through hell.
Yeah.
My oldest son mouths it, like, you guys
Yeah.
say it. I know. I can't imagine looking at me and being like, I love you, Mom. Like, I want to come home with you. They wanted to come home with me when I looked like that.
Yeah.
So to have this opportunity, and it's only because of God. I tried turning away, man. So God and taking and doing the work of the program is absolutely what. I mean, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
You know, the ironic part of my story was like, you know, I was using drugs at one point to, you know, I wasn't trying to mask anything for real. I wasn't trying to hide anything, like, as far as like how I felt. Like, really, the purpose of me using drugs because I liked it a lot. It made me feel good. You know what I mean? And then it got to the point where I was trying to kill myself. You know what I mean? Literally, to the point where like I have overdosed 6 times off a drug that I don't even do. I don't even like doing it. You know what I mean? At all. I don't like what it does to people. I sold it for a little while. I didn't like that either. To the point where like, man, I didn't want to die, but I did. Does that make any sense? Like I was trying to kill myself, but because I had died so the last 2 times that I had overdosed in Louisville, they only Narcan you 3 times. After the 3rd time, they usually will not Narcan you again. The last 2 times, my ex-wife fought with them to Narcan me the 4th time and brought me back. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't mad at her for doing that, but I was pissed off I was still alive. You know what I'm saying? And like, but then like I was more pissed off the fact that I almost died from what it was and not from what I wanted it to be. Does that make any sense? And you know,
Pause for station identification.
yeah. Man.
Hello.
The ironic part of that whole situation is that I was more angry with the fact that it was not the drug that I wanted it to be that almost took me out 5 or 6 different times, you know? That was the ironic part, like, because the drug that did it was, you know, like I said, I still don't. I don't like what it does to people. I don't, you know, I don't know. Today I'm grateful to be alive, man. Like, that feeling I had, like, see, you talking about, you know, waking up and your kids being around, like, well, I woke up in 3 different ambulances. I woke up one time outside in a hotel room on the balcony. The cops everywhere. There's a paramedic beside me and everything. I'm like, the first thing out of my mouth is, where's my wife at? Not what happened, not am I okay, not, you know, where's my wife at? You know what I mean? And I heard her voice and I was like, all right. I was like, can I go inside now? You know what I mean? Not like, thank you for saving my life, not, you know, just ungrateful for real. And then when I went back inside the hotel room, started getting high again, you know? And I would like to say that the last time I had overdosed was enough for me to get sober, but it wasn't. I you know, like I said, I was trying to kill myself, and it's just not that way, you know? I wasn't grateful for anything, man. Like, it was after my grandfather died, like, I just spiraled, you know? The difference between all the times I had attempted to stop and stay stopped is I'm in recovery. To me, the meaning of recovery is the inner work that you do to change. That's recovery. That's healing. You know what I mean? Today I put forth the effort to change me. You know what I mean? Because I used to think it was the world's fault. The world had a problem, not me. You know what I mean? It wasn't until like I started working on myself that I realized that the world's not the issue. I am. You know what I mean? To me, like, you can, you know, I mean, you said it earlier, like, you know, 60 days, 70 days, you know, you were dry. to me, you can be sober for years, but if you're not putting the work in to change who you were or who you are, you're not in recovery. You're just sober. You know what I mean? You just dry. And like that was the difference for me. That's the difference for me today. You know.
Yeah, I've had, other than like the dry, like when I found out I was pregnant with my oldest daughter. I don't know why that one was so different than the other one. I don't, other than I was too far gone in addiction when I had the last baby.
Right.
But man, I quit everything cold turkey. I could go in and out of the places that I used to go into, and it was ain't no thing. Don't do your thing. I'm sitting right here. I don't want it. I don't want nothing to do with it. That's how she got her name. My boys were in Montana, my dad. I had told him he could keep them because I didn't have a big enough place. Found out I was pregnant with Nova when the boys were out there, so they're like, well, let me have them. And he had them for, again, God, it was all God, man. I was doing really good. They just said, you need a bigger place if you want the boys back. You know, I had a 2-bedroom trailer and a new baby coming. And so he was going to keep them. They're gone. And her name, Nova, means new. And a supernova is the death of an old star to create a new star. And her middle name is Belle. So she's my new beauty. She was the piece of hope that I had to not, when I knew I wasn't going to have my boys, and after losing their dad, especially the way that I did.
Yeah.
That drug any drugs, alcohol, all of it, made me feel like I already felt like I wasn't wanted. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I wasn't enough for somebody, and then I would never be good enough for my kids. I would never be. Why would they even want me as a mom anymore?
Right.
And over time, I believed it.
Yeah.
And right before I found out about Nova, I was writing my own journal somewhere, my own letter to the boys of a story of what happened, of how I ended up where I was, because I knew I was going to die.
Yeah.
Like I was at the point that, and I didn't care if I did.
Yeah.
I didn't care if I did. I was losing one thing that I ever cared about, which was my children.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, I couldn't stop using, or I gave up on even trying to stop using because this is too hard, or it doesn't matter. Whatever the lies that the enemy tells us constantly. It's the same thing. You're not enough. You're not loved. Why even bother?
Yep.
And so when that happened my whole pregnancy. I got through that whole the whole thing.
Yeah.
2 months after she was born is when I relapsed for the first time. And it was always, but I had gone to a couple meetings. I had finished all my stuff.
All right. All the faculties are working. That's a perimeter check.
Yeah. Yeah.
All clear.
Good. Then when you came in, I lost my train of thought. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Choo.
Yeah.
Train off track.
I would tell you sit down because Mama said if you sit down, if you give you saying you sit down, it'll come back to you. But I don't know what to tell you, bro.
Yeah.
How about you? Have your relationships changed in your life? In the program, not in the program, with family?
Lost a lot of relationships getting in the program. Lost a lot of relationships to when I decided to work the program. I don't know. That's kind of. I don't do enough. I really don't. Today is my oldest grandson's birthday. I need to make a phone call.
Yeah.
That's my biggest problem. I don't
should probably do that though.
Yeah, yeah,
You know.
yeah.
You know. Go ahead.
I left a long relationship, and when I say I left the kids at the house, they're grown. Okay, he's up, all right. But I believe God was telling me that if I wanted this, I couldn't have that.
Yeah.
You know, like we was talking about healthy relationships. It is healthy, or it is not. And it just wasn't a healthy relationship. It wasn't a healthy environment. That, along with recovery, was not gonna coexist.
Yeah.
I still stayed open to the possibilities of it, but circumstances weren't, you know. I was hit with how now I'm abusing AA.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I was abusing drugs, and now I chose to abuse AA. Yes, sir. That's how far the disconnect was. You know what I mean, and even I can't say nobody else is an alcoholic. I can't say nobody else is an addict.
Right.
So I lent suggestions. If we can make this work, I need you to go Al-Anon. Please go Al-Anon. Like I pleaded.
Yeah.
I begged.
Yeah.
Go Al-Anon. At least you'll get a better understanding. You know what I'm saying?
What's going on? Yeah.
Right. And there just was no movement.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what I was hit with. Now you just abused the program. Now you just abusing Alcoholics Anonymous. But if that's what it takes for me to have a better life to abuse the program, then call me an AA junkie.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
I'm grateful to be an AA junkie today, bro.
Yeah.
Look, everything in moderation.
Yeah.
I'm coming to believe that maybe that could be the case with AA as well. You know what I'm saying? I can neglect myself.
Yeah.
And I think that's becoming a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm like, 9 days, I have 18 months.
Yeah.
But in 18 months, it has been eat, sleep, breathe, think, dream, all recovery, okay?
Yeah.
But I mean, it's like
Yeah.
with it not being that way, my instinctive reaction wouldn't be what it was yesterday.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, yes, there was a couple loud F-bombs that come out of my mouth, but it was like an aggressive Charlie Brown.
Yeah.
Good grief. You know what I'm saying? Okay?
Yeah.
Like, I can't believe this. You know what I'm saying? But had I not been in the program as much as I have this last 18 months,
See,
bro, I've been off to the races.
yeah.
And y'all would never see, I promise. You'll never see me again unless it was in the obituaries.
Yeah. Facts. So this is what, like, they say, like, at what lengths are you willing to go, right? But I'm gonna tell you like this right here. Like, if I had, you seen it already. After my grandmother died, I spent every day up here. I was up here between 6 o'clock and 6:30 every single day. I'm not gonna lie to you. A lot of it was because I was laid off at that time, and I was able to do that, and I wanted to do that. But like, if that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. I was at Campbellsville. Now I did this because I had to, in order to get to where I was trying to get to in that specific program, I had to do this. So it's a 6 to 12 month treatment center, and
Bro, they said that to me. I said, where's the papers to sign out?
yeah. So
Count me out.
yeah. So
I got stuff to do.
Yeah, facts. So I had been to one other one. I lasted a week. So when I got to this one, I was like, I'm gonna try a little bit more. Let me see if I can get a little bit longer than a week. Anyway, so the first month you're there, you gotta have like 50 meetings. A month is only 30 days. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to like 3, sometimes 4 meetings a day.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Then in order to get to so you got SOS is the first phase. Then you got MT1. You gotta have 90 meetings. So from the 30-day mark to like, you know, the next month, you know what I mean? You got to have 90 more meetings than what you have, okay? In order to get MT2, you got to have like 120, you know what I mean? And then in order to get into phase, you have to have like 250 or some shit. Well, I was a week from getting into phase and I was at 500 almost meetings.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but like if that's what I had to do to stay sober, that's what I got to do. You know what I mean? Now, I have heard several times too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. But if I'm choosing to live and this is what I got to do, I look at like recovery like breathing. You know what I mean? It's life or death for me. Like you said, like I can either live and choose to live and continue to live this way and actually live this way, or I can stop breathing. That's exactly what it is. If I don't do this, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna stop breathing. That's exactly what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? So like, if that's what I gotta do, that's what I gotta do. Yeah. You know, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, there are times, especially recently, like I wish even more. I pray that I can come to more meetings, and that's honestly probably why I'm laid off right now. Because you know what I'm saying, for real.
Dear diary. What you wish for.
but for real, like, you know, I don't because I be working Monday through Friday. I don't get to come to meetings. I mean, I could come to the 12 o'clock meeting, but rushing to get back to the house so I can change clothes again, or just rushing to get to work right afterwards. I don't like doing that. I don't like feeling, because then I start leaving shit behind.
You know, preparation is the key to success.
I know it.
Ask for work before you come to the meeting.
Well, it's more than that though. Like, cause I prepare, and then still after I prepare, I realize that I done left something out. I done left my lunch at the house. I done left my badge to get into work at the house. I got to the point now I can leave my badge hanging on the window. And did you know I still left it at the house? Like, make it make sense. You know what I mean? But still, like,
Leave it in the car.
Well, it's hanging from my mirror.
Do you ever leave it in the car?
Yes, I now I do, you know. But
no, when you get to work.
Yes. Yeah. I did that. I did that last week actually. I got all the way up to the door and I was like, how am I gonna get into the building? I was like, I left it at the crib, didn't I? So I walked back to the car and I was like, oh, it's right there. But you know, I prayed that I can come to a couple more meetings because I need it. I've been needing. Like I said, it's been real unspiritual. And it's like it's any meeting that you walk into. I can feel like it's like family. You know what I mean? But specifically, this building, it's something about like the people that come here. It's something about the building itself, like the spirits here. You know what I mean? And like when I walk in, like I just feel relieved. Like it doesn't matter what kind of day I'm having, whether it be extremely bad or like something just happened. Like anytime I walk through the door, I just feel relieved. And then after I, share about whatever it is that's been bothering me, it even furthers that right there. You know what I mean? Like I just feel at home when I come here. And it's so much to the point where like I don't even go to other meetings. I'm not saying anything bad about any other meeting around town. Please don't think that. I'm just saying me personally will come here even if I gotta drive 30 minutes out of the way to come to a meeting every time.
Yeah.
Every time.
So I just did a short little math, and so it took me 3 months of not regularly coming to meetings, but I would come to meetings, you know what I'm saying? And I remember in that 3 month period, like I had Pigeon Roost card on the fridge and had all the meetings scheduled on it, right? And I would get home for the day and I look at the card and I'm like, man, I didn't want to go to that meeting tonight, you know what I'm saying? Like, whatever, And I'd be upset because it wasn't a meeting I wanted to go to. Win. Okay. Win-win. So, and I realized it took about 3 months of coming to the meetings. I was still going back out. You know what I'm saying? I was still coming to meetings. You know,
Yeah.
getting high, whatever. And not to mention, when I say getting high, I mean on something other than weed.
Yes.
Because I was smoking the whole time.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I have prescription form. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Don't even talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm not using.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Right. It's my medicine.
Yeah.
Yep.
I need that.
Yeah, right. You got blood pressure medicine. I got THC. Okay. A lot of things have changed.
Yeah.
So, about 3 months in, you know, I'm coming to Safe Harbor around that time, and something come over me. I want to see how many meetings I can hit in 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So, in 90-day span, I was sober in that second 3 month. All right, that's when
Yeah.
I started getting sober.
Yeah.
It was almost 400 meetings in 90 days.
Yeah.
All right. I filled up. They had the sheet where it's just line,
Yeah.
and I could fill them up in a week.
Yeah.
Like it was full. And I had to get it signed, but
But did.
somebody suggested, you know,
Yeah.
just get a sheet signed. You know, you
Right.
got something to look back on. You know what I mean? So.
Right.
And there's 390 meetings in 90 days.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's why I say keep coming back, bro. Because
Yeah.
within that 3 month period, I started seeing people.
Yeah.
You know, I wanted what they had.
Yep.
All right, I got a crazy little buddy that does some meetings in here. Like he's crazy too. You know what I'm saying? But he got some years behind him.
Yeah.
Like he ain't sober
Yeah.
for over a decade.
Yeah.
Like I can still be my nutty self
Yeah.
and be sober.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I see this young lady, and she is so full of life. You know what I'm saying? Happy, joyous, and free.
Yeah.
And I want that. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I got this dude that is so overwhelmingly happy about his life, and he's got God. You know what I'm saying? He don't have a lot. He's not rich. He ain't got a lot of money, but he's living his best life,
Yeah.
and he's got God. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I didn't know I wanted that at the time. You know, but I was like, you know. So why does he keep coming back?
Yeah.
Because the things that you think you want, the more you coming back, they lose value to you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You start to see what the things in life that can really make you happy. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I'm glad I kept coming back.
Yeah.
Glad I
Absolutely.
kept coming back.
Yeah.
I still say, I don't believe I had control over my body during that time.
No.
I didn't have control over my actions during that time.
Right.
Because I would have still been doing what
Yeah.
Sean wanted to do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
God was staring me by the shirt collar.
Mm-hmm.
Like, here's where we're going. This
Yeah.
is what we're doing. Got fired from the job. To a meeting, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well.
yeah.
Yeah. Like. Yeah. I feel this. You know. Obviously, he wasn't. You know. Sheesh.
Skirt.
Yeah.
You skirt.
Well, you know, he wasn't doing the things that I was doing at that time. I don't think he was steering me at that point. But
God.
the
Grab me the cigarette.
yeah, the look that I had when I looked at myself in the mirror is where I feel like God had me. Like, you know what I mean? Because after that, I didn't want to go back. You know, and then I kept coming here, and then anywhere else I can go to a meeting.
Right.
You know, and then like I said, I found home here. I'm glad I kept coming back too.
So, with that being said, we must come to a close.
Yeah.
Let me find out there's not a women's meeting tonight.
Gratefuls?
Yes.
All right. Bree, let's hear something. Let's hear your gratefuls. What are you grateful for?
I'm grateful to be sitting here with you guys today. I am grateful that, I got to see my girls today. I'm grateful that God's in my life and that I've kind of given him the reins. And I have given him the reins. And I remember to leave it there.
Yeah.
Not take them back.
Yeah.
I'm good. You can stay in control, sir. I'm just it feels good to be grateful
Yeah.
today.
Yeah.
You know, for all the things, for all the small things in life, for the little, you know, prayers that are answered, and the little things in life that are just just grateful. Yeah. That's what I'm
Yeah.
What you got, Woody?
grateful
All
for
right.
y'all too.
I'm grateful to be on the podcast. I'm grateful that Bree's here. I'm grateful I got to see her, you know, with her kids. And I'm grateful I went to church with the both of you today. Yeah, I'm just grateful for God. I'm grateful to the things I have and the things that I don't have.
Right on. I'm gonna keep it short and straight.
Yeah.
Grateful for time constraints. You want to close with a wee version of the serenity prayer?
Yeah.
All right. God, grant
us
us
the
the
serenity to accept the things that we cannot change, the courage to change the things that we can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today.
Love you, Mandy.